I love cartoons. I mean, who doesn't? And one of the big reasons why people love cartoons is because sometimes the logic in them can be a little bit questionable. For instance, when a character drops an anvil on another character's head, it should in theory kill them, but instead it flattens them. Or when they run through a wall, they leave their silhouette there, and even something super silly like slipping on a banana peel. And so that of course begged the question, what would happen if you implemented this cartoon logic in real life? Well, today you're about to find out. Perhaps the goofiest cartoon logic trope that happens across basically all cartoons forever is when they drop an anvil on a cartoon character's head and it doesn't kill them. So an anvil, for reference, is right here, and this thing is 55 pounds of pure cast iron steel. And if this thing dropped on somebody's head, I'm pretty sure it'd be GG's. But what I'm going to do is actually test this out in real life by dropping this anvil on 4 different items, including myself at the end, to see if cartoons are accurately depicting the damage that is done by one of these guys. For level 1, we're gonna start off with a full-sized watermelon, which is supposed to mimic a human head. We're gonna see if this gets crushed, because if this does, then obviously the cartoon's lying. From there, we're gonna move on to a full-sized traffic light that I was able to get off of Facebook Marketplace. This thing is so heavy, so I wonder what's gonna happen when a 55-pound cast iron collides with this. Level 3 is going to be dropping the anvil on the Labubu character's head. This one's actually canon because this is effectively a cartoon character, so I wanna see what happens when we drop it on him. And then level 4 is ultimately me. If the damage is not too robust, then I'll be dropping it on my head. Let's do this. This thing is so heavy and I have to bring it up like 2 flights of stairs. It's like a 55-pound just dumbbell of consolidated steel. So I'm gonna get to it. Hopefully I don't miss a lot of these drops because I probably can't do this more than 3 times. They couldn't put an elevator in this parking garage. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we're probably about 30 feet up or so. This is about the height that you would typically see an anvil being dropped on a character's head. This is gonna be a 1-for-1 comparison. All right, I'm out of breath, but let's get into it. All right, level 1, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Nobody is surviving that. Oh my gosh, rest in peace to this watermelon. What once was the size of a head got completely splat in half. So I think realistically, this is what your brain would look like if it dropped, but let's actually put it onto a Labubu, which is basically a character. But before that, traffic light time. Traffic light is much less delicate than a head. So I don't know if this is gonna break, honestly. It's like a movable object meets an unforceable stop. What is that?
Unstoppable force.
Unstoppable force. So let's do this. 3, 2, 1. That was like a sonic boom. Oh, all right, let me go down and see that. I think we hit center mass and we absolutely destroyed this thing. Look at this, pure metal right here, and this thing just flung right off when we hit the top of it. So it looks like we hit the red light, which means that there is no stopping, because now we're moving on to level 3, which is the Labubu. And this is officially the most canon 1-for-1 testing logic, because like I said, Labubu is a character, it is a cartoon. And now it's time for level 3. The Labubu is below me. I'm sorry, Labubu, I've only had you for a few weeks, but this may be your end, unless cartoon logic actually is real and it bounces off your head. 3, 2, 1. I can't see the damage. Let me go down and assess. Oh my gosh, no. He's fully decapitated. Oh no, look, it tore right through him, the entire mask, and that was not worth it. This was a custom $2,000 Labubu, completely decimated now. So it completely severed his head, but it looks like his body's actually intact, which means I have to drop it one more time to truly test. You hate to see it though. All right, time to finish off this crime scene in 3, 2, 1. He actually took it quite well. I think that was actually the closest to an actual cartoon that we've seen out of everything so far. Let me take a closer look though. Okay, let's have a look here. So face is dead. I don't know where Oh, look at this. So it actually punctured him and went straight through. So if this was a real human, they would be bleeding out right from the stomach right there. So I guess this cartoon logic proves to be an absolute myth. I mean, pretty clearly, if you drop a 60-pound anvil on something that's like animated like a human, an animal, a character, that's the result you're gonna get. Still funny to see the trope, but unfortunately not realistic. And what's crazy is we're just getting started. I have to retire the Labubu, so I'm going to be throwing this Labubu out. If somebody happens to find this Labubu alongside this garbage can, let me know, because it's yours for the taking. I'm officially done with this thing. It's broken. I won't tell you exactly where I am, but this is where I am. So if you find it, send me a picture on Instagram and I'll repost it. It's a good collectible. The next cartoon logic I want to test in real life is what happens when you blow up TNT. So this is a very classic trope, not only in cartoons and TV shows, but also in video games like Minecraft, just blowing up TNT. And unfortunately, I'm unable to blow up TNT because it's an explosive and thus that's not allowed on YouTube. I did have another idea. What would happen if you blew up an air mattress? I just want to know what happens when you blow something up. And that seems like the furthest thing that I can get away with doing. So let's blow up an air mattress. There's no way it's going to be that loud and crazy. I mean, it's just an air mattress. There's not even that much air inside of it, right? So I just placed the order for an air mattress. It's coming in a few days. And when it comes in, we're going to blow this up. All right, let's skip to the blow up. All right, here we go. All right, this is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna get the automatic pump, get it to a point where it almost pops, and then I'm gonna manually pump the rest. And now the fun begins. This is so scary. All right, we're getting dangerously close. Nothing yet. The PSI is going up. Go, 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 go. Ooh, it's tiring. You wanna do a little shift? Sure. Oh yeah, it's getting bigger for sure. Yeah, it's actually getting comically big. Well, there you have it. So the air mattress blowing up was absolutely crazy. I mean, it actually was kind of crazier than the TNT blowing up in cartoons. So I would say that TNT blowing up is actually not as crazy as blowing up an air mattress. So that cartoon logic does hold up. All right, the next cartoon logic I wanted to test out that I always thought was incredibly goofy was fitting like 15 people in a car. So watch this clip. How is this even possible? And the answer is clearly it's not, but maybe I can get somewhat close. So to make it crazy, I want to find the smallest car I could possibly get my hands on to really see if I could win this challenge here and get like, I don't know, 10 people in a car would be pretty crazy in like a single sedan. All right, so I just received the smart car from the host and now I have this bad boy for the entire day. So let's see how many people we could fit in this. Just from a quick scan, because I've never been inside of a smart car, you are not getting more than maybe 3 people in this thing. This is one full-sized male, then you just have one other in the passenger seat, and then maybe you can get somebody in the trunk. And again, our goal is to be like the cartoon cars, the clown cars, where they get like 10 people in a single sedan. So I'd say if we can get 4 in here, I'd be pretty happy. I just don't think that's possible. Now I have to go ahead and find some volunteers who want to join in on this challenge and hopefully set a world record. Okay, so we have to be strategic about this. So since you're the tallest, you should probably get the passenger seat in the front. Okay. And then, man, I don't know. Who wants the trunk?
I want the trunk.
You want to do trunk? We need double trunk, I think is smart here.
Yeah, 2 of us.
I can't. Oh, this is tight. All right, you're in though. So that's 4. So technically, if we get Michael in the back, that'll be 5, and that'll tie the record for most people in a smart car.
Let's go.
Let's see if you could shut it. Yo. Oh, yo, all right. Okay, we made it in. So just like a cartoon, we got 5 people in right now. Let's drive. Nice, so 7 people. One of the classic cartoon tropes is when the character is standing on a piece of wood and then they saw around them. And what I always think is weird is that they don't technically fall through until they complete the circle, which is against physics because it should actually at some point break a bit earlier. And also sometimes there's the delay, so they'll cut all around them and then they won't fall instantly, which is also against physics. So here I am with the saw. I have a piece of plywood here. I'm going to stand on top and I'm going to see at what point I fall through by cutting with this saw. Maybe I won't. Maybe it'll be delayed. If that's the case, then I'm a cartoon character. Usually this is like to escape people, I think. Like somebody's coming, they're like, oh no, like, and they have to trapdoor themselves below. I'm not really running away from anything right now, but. All already feel it weakening, honestly. Whew. They must be jacked. Their forearms must be crazy because this is very hard to cut through. Wow, it's lasting longer than expected. It's more than halfway done and I'm pretty much on center mass here. I cut off a piece here, so now I'm going to start the circle on this side. It's kind of scary. Might not have much longer, guys. Oh. It's getting dangerous, guys. I could smell it. What? I wasn't even on it. So, contrary to cartoon myths, you have to be about 75% through the circle for it to break. That was only about 1.5 feet raised off the ground, but there's no way a cartoon character would survive a fall with that because there's no chance that you could break. It just happens all of a sudden. Very scary, but hey, now you guys know. I do not recommend doing this. Oh, why did I think that was gonna break? Perhaps some of the most unbelievable cartoon logic out there is when you have something like Popeye when he has his spinach, you become super strong. So any type of power up, be it like Mario with his star, or like I said, Popeye with spinach. So I actually have Popeye spinach right here. So if any spinach were to power me up, it would be this one. And what I'm going to do is establish my base strength before eating the spinach. Then I'm going to eat the spinach and see if I have more strength afterwards. All right, so I'm going to do 2 tests to establish baseline. I'll be doing pull-ups and then I'll be doing bench press behind me. Let's do this. Okay, let me load up the plates here. The goal is 5. Yo, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Ah. Whew. Okay. All right, so baseline is 4 reps. That's like probably 315 pounds. So now I'm gonna do pull-ups. The goal here is to get also 5. I don't wanna Ow! Oh, I'm like getting a stain on the wall above. How many was that? 8? 9? Kind of inaccurate because I did it the wrong way, but let's call it like 9. 4 is to beat here, 9 is to beat there. Now what I have to do is down the spinach. Yum. Okay, let's do this. Mmm. Mmm. Yummy. All right, you know what? I'm feeling really good after that spinach. 5 breaks the record. We'll see whether or not this cartoon logic around power-ups is true. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. Wait. Eight wins it. Or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8. 1 more. Easy. Who would have thought spinach actually works?
Forget pre-workout, forget HGH, forget TRT, D-ball.
None of those steroids. Spinach, Popeyes, old-fashioned. That cartoon logic holds up. Can't believe that's true.
Peptides.
Peptides? You can use peptides though. One of my favorite cartoon tropes is when the character runs through a wall and then it leaves their silhouette. So what I have here is some sort of like foam board and I'm going to run through it basically and I'm gonna see if it keeps the shape of what I run through it as. So I'm basically gonna run through, I don't know, maybe something like this, just directly into it. And I wanna see if it's true that if you run through a wall, it retains your shape. This is not gonna work. Maybe it will, maybe we'll be surprised here. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You know what, I'm not gonna lie though, it did kind of take on the shape and it's ripping right where I want it to. So I'm gonna give this another shake because I'm convinced that this is possible. Let's look at it again. Okay, you know, that's kind of like my legs. I'm seeing the arms come together. Let me keep going. Gonna be on concussion protocol after this. Tell me that doesn't look like a human. Look at that. Oh no. It was like the inverse. It ended up leaving. It's the exact opposite. I'm gonna count that. I think this kind of looks like a human. Imagine one more. This would have worked perfectly. Look at that. All right, so I guess that is just reserved for cartoons, but now you know it's kind of possible. It was a good finding for science. Let's move on. The next cartoon logic I want to test out is whether or not a bottomless wallet is real. Because one of my favorite tropes is when a character just reaches into their wallet and they just pull an infinite amount of money. So what I did is I purchased a magic wallet right here. I put some money in and I want to see if it actually yields for me an infinite amount of money. And just to level set, I put $400 in here. So the goal is to pull out 500, let's say. Okay, good start. Okay, halfway there. Another one. Did I lose $100 in this wallet? So obviously this is something that's just in cartoons, and in fact, it's actually the opposite when you do it in real life. I mean, money just goes out the door very quickly, I guess. You put 400 in, you get 300 out. It's like American paychecks. Money comes in the door and then it's instantly gone. We all know that feeling. That's why everybody should use Current, because Current is a banking app that gives you more for your paycheck. And in fact, with Current, you can get a paycheck advance of up to $750 once you qualify. Not alone, just your money early when you need it. You also will get your direct deposits 2 days faster. And while that's wild, everybody hates overdraft fees, right? Well, with Current, you can get fee-free overdrafts for up to $200. And this baby right here is the build card. And with this Visa secured charge card, you can build your credit safely without risking money that you don't have. And fun fact, Current users actually see their credit increase by an average of 80 points within 6 months. Impressive. Current is incredibly easy to use, and they have a live 24/7 support, so you always feel like you're covered. So get Current by signing up at current.com/Sambucha and use promo code Sambucha to get $50 and unlock tools like a paycheck advance, credit building, and much more. Terms and conditions apply. So thank you again to Current for sponsoring this video. Now let's keep it moving. Now, SpongeBob is filled with a lot of logic fails, and obviously things that happen underwater can actually happen. One of the most important ones being cooking, because you can't cook completely underwater, otherwise everything's gonna be soaked. So how do they make Krabby Patties if they're submerged 5,000 feet under the ocean? Well, turns out it's because it's a show. But what I'm going to do right here is make the first ever realistic Krabby Patty. You'll see all these YouTubers making Krabby Patties, but that's not what they would look like, because if you're actually making a burger underwater, you have to make the burger underwater. And so I have a tub of water right here, and I have all the ingredients to make a Krabby Patty, ranging from the sesame seed buns to the secret formula, and I'm going to put it all together underwater, and hopefully it tastes somewhat good. So obviously the first step is ground beef, because I have to make the patty, and I was thinking, well, how do I cook beef underwater? But then it dawned upon me, you could just boil it. So I'm going to boil this, and while the beef is boiling, our patty, I'm going to get everything else together. Everything needs to take place underwater, even the shaping of it. And this may be a little bit impossible to do, but we're gonna try our best. Let's shape this Krabby Patty just like they do in Bikini Bottom. Okay, now I have to transfer this to the boiling water. All right, it's in there, it's cooking. I don't know how long beef needs to cook for. I'll give it like 5-10 minutes. Ideally, I get my burger medium well. All right guys, so the very first thing is of course the bun. So I wanna put this down because I wanna have it nice and toasted. Then from here we have a head of lettuce. So I'm going to chop up some lettuce so we can put it atop our burger as well. Lettuce is good because you could just rip it and put it on. It's one of my favorite vegetables because there's not a lot of prep. Okay.
It looks like a manatee's enclosure.
Next up is the tomatoes, because you can't have a burger without the tomatoes. Dice this up. Get a nice slice here. Gotta be careful though. Make sure you guys are using protection. Now, obviously, Krabby Patties are cheeseburgers, so I have some mild cheddar here because American cheese is disgusting. Now, the food, I'm kind of treating it like it's a human or a fish, basically, whereas if it's like sealed, it can exist outside of the water, but the moment I open it up, like, it has to dump in. So now we have our cheese. We have basically all the main ingredients here, and we are just missing some onion. So I'm also gonna cook this up. One of the pros actually of cutting an onion underwater is you don't cry. A lot of people overlook this. Now I have the secret formula here. It's actually their secret sauce. So I'm actually not able to show you what this is. So we're just gonna blur it. I'm even gonna like taunt you a little bit, but you can't see what this is. But before I apply this to our burger, I'm actually going to check on the beef. By the looks of things, it looks like our burger is cooking nicely. I actually think it's almost done. I might lower this heat. Wow, looks really good. And now it's time for the grand reveal. Burger on top of the bun, on top of the cheese, on top of the tomato, on top of the onion. Blur this.
forgot the pickles.
I forgot the pickles.
You forgot the pickles!
Oops, drop my spatula in there, that's okay. Pickles. And when you put it all together, here's the Krabby Patty. So you can, in fact, make a Krabby Patty underwater. That's what we just proved there. All right, let's test some more cartoon logic. So I've never actually hit somebody with a chair, but based on cartoons, if you hit somebody over the top of the head with a chair, it's supposed to just break. Now, chairs are pretty sturdy, so I don't imagine that this is gonna hold up, but what I wanna do is basically get a bunch of different chairs, then hit them over some of the humans in the background's head, probably Young Hee right there, and see if the chair breaks or if that's just cartoon logic and a cartoon trope. So what I have here is a pretty flimsy chair, so I think if any chairs were gonna break, it would be this little like child seat right here that belongs to a go-kart. So I'm gonna smash this over her head, and I wanna see if it holds up. I mean, she's basically a cartoon character, so this should be fairly canon, right? She's like the forgotten child of the background, so I'm glad I'm actually involving her here. Hey, what's up, Young Hee? Just thought I'd visit you here. Now you get lonely back here, you just hang out with Optimus Prime all day. Oh, what was that? Yeah. No, I don't got anything behind my back. Nothing? This didn't break, she didn't break? If this chair didn't break, we need to bring in the heavy hitters. Hey, Young Hee. Sorry about that, that didn't happen, you were dreaming. No, nothing's behind my back. I'm just hanging out here. Break, why won't you break? Nothing's breaking. Are breakaway chairs just not true? I thought for sure the chair would break, because she's pretty sturdy. Do I have anything? I guess I have one more chair. No, this is made of like the finest wood. There's no way this would break. You know what, I'm done with her. I have another person I want to hit. Mr. Gorilla. Now look, Gorilla, I know we've had our differences, but this is purely for science. This has nothing to do with the fact that I hate you. I'm gonna be getting rid of you at some point in the next couple of months. Let's see, this is a sturdy wood chair, so maybe it will actually break. He's very cartoonish looking, so I feel like if it was going to work on anything, it would work on him. So maybe he is the gorilla that broke the chair's back. Is that a saying? 3, 2, 1. It actually worked. Oh my gosh, that cartoon logic is true. If you have a chair and you hit it over a character's head, it will break. Didn't think we were gonna be confirming that one, but here we are. Let's move on. Some cartoon logic that never made sense to me was slipping on a banana peel. So I have a banana right here, and if I open it up like so, take a bite of the banana. Then with this peel right here, technically I should be slipping when I walk over it, according to cartoon logic. Okay, nothing. All right, let me try this again, but this time I'm gonna try to slip. Oh, okay, wait a second. We have 2 opportunities to slip here, so I'm gonna put both feet on one. All right, here we go. Okay, a little bit of a trip there. You know, but it's not just standing, because in games like Mario Kart, for instance, you throw a banana peel and then the entire cart just spins out if it drives over it. So what I'm going to do is drive over it with my Mario Kart go-kart. So there's a lot of hazards here. There's the actual banana, but then I have the 3 peels right there. So I'm gonna do like different levels of speed over it to see if I actually spin out after going over one of them. All right, here we go. Attempt 1. What? No shot, wait. That's not even like AI, like that, I just spun out from hitting a banana. All right, let me go again, wait, that's crazy. No way this is actually real. I thought legit this was gonna be a complete scam, that you don't actually slip when you go over a banana peel, but watch again, look, I'm doing nothing. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys saw it. I'm not lying. Cartoon logic definitely holds up here. It seems as if you're going on a go-kart and you go over a banana peel, you will in fact spin out. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. I don't recommend even trying that. Slipping on it when you're walking, that's obviously something that, I mean, as you saw, not really realistic, especially if you had shoes on. If you're barefoot, maybe, but go-kart, that is real. Oh, my life flashed before my eyes, so let's do something else before I die. You're probably wondering why I'm putting a tablecloth on this table right here, and that's because the next cartoon logic I'm gonna be testing out is when I see characters pull the tablecloth with things on it and then they stay in place. That feels like a magic trick. That feels like something that's not supposed to happen. So what I have is a tablecloth, a table, and then a bunch of fine china that I'll be putting up on top. And I'm gonna see if that's just something that happens in cartoons or if I could replicate it in real life. So this is what the table setting looks like. If we're going according to cartoon logic, all these things should stay in place when I pull away this black tablecloth. I am not too bullish on this. Hopefully it works. Just so you guys can appreciate this. I just set the table. I'm gearing up for a really nice meal. It's also a fitted tablecloth, which means that this is even more likely not going to work. All right, but here we go. Our cartoon's real. 3, 2, 1. No, they're not. Just a tragedy what happened. The glass broke everywhere. Everything is broke from the plates to the glasses. Some stuff survived, but it's just chipped. All right, I have to clean this up, but I am going to try again with whatever survived. Even my poor Hello Kitty mug lost its stems. All right, I had a thought. What if I just do it on part of the table so I get a really good pull of the tablecloth? So I have everything lined up again. Plates, cups, centerpiece. Oh, this feels good. This feels good. 3, 2, 1. Wait a second. It like 40% worked. I'm kind of surprised that these plates don't break when you drop them. Never mind. All right, that's enough of that. It seems as if cartoons lied to us about that. You cannot, in fact, pull a tablecloth from under a dining set table without that happening. All right. Let's move on. The next cartoon logic I want to test out is if these really crappy disguises actually work. So right now I'm at American Dream Mall and I'm just walking around as myself and I typically get recognized a good amount. This is one of the higher traffic areas for that. But will people still recognize me if I put this on? Let's find out. Hey, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
I didn't think you'd recognize me in this. All right, really bad start because already got recognized. I don't know if it's drawing more attention to me, the fact that I have this on, but so far cartoon logic doesn't seem to hold up. Let me keep walking though, because it's only literally been 30 seconds. I think the worst disguise in any cartoon is Clark Kent being Superman, because he doesn't even put on the fake mustache. He just puts on glasses and does his hair, puts on a suit, and it's like, oh, impossible, he can't be Superman, he's just a normal guy. This at least, I got the mustache, the fake nose, the glasses, but the glasses don't even have shades, so in a sense, like, it really is pretty obvious that I'm just walking around. It's kind of comfy, like my nose is being warmed up, which is good. Hey.
Sambucha?
Oh, I am. What's up?
Oh, dude.
What's going on, bro? How are you?
Oh my God.
I'm in disguise right now, but you got me.
I wasn't expecting this.
don't know who you are because you have that on.
But this is what I look like normally.
Okay.
All right, you know what? This is not working out nicely, so I'm actually gonna go to people I know. So I know the people who work at this Dunkin' in American Dream, and I'm gonna see if they notice me or not. They'll give me honest feedback on whether or not this disguise is disguising me. Hey, what's going on?
Fan.
Hey,
Follow
nice to
you.
meet you. Yo, what's up? What's up? You recognize me? So you bad disguise?
How you been,
What's
bro?
going on, brother? How are
was
you?
the drink that day? It was good?
It was really good. Yo, 1 minute and 9 seconds the drink was made. Even the ice skaters. Okay guys, I give up. Cartoon logic does not hold up. This disguise is not working. In fact, it's arguably making things worse. Shout out to everybody who recognized me though. You have great eyes because I don't know how you'd be able to identify somebody wearing this. It looks like a good disguise, but turns out it's not actually a good disguise. So I think this only exists in cartoons and like Superman. Does it look like me? Yo. What? Sam? Oh, I'm here. The next cartoon logic that I want to test out is, does a boomerang actually come back to you? Sorry, Australians, I know this is an actual thing, but I just don't believe it. In cartoons all the time, you'll see a character throw a boomerang and it comes right back to them, but it doesn't make sense. Like, how is this, upon me throwing it, supposed to come back to me? I don't believe it. That's why I'm gonna test it. This is apparently an official boomerang called Soft Toy. I looked up the instructions. It said just to hold it as such, flick your wrist, and throw it about a 20-degree angle towards the horizon. So here's my first attempt ever at throwing a boomerang. No way. Wait. No way this actually works. Hold on. Australians might be cooking here. Oh, no! Take two. So I had a feeling that wasn't gonna go super well, although I am surprised with how that did go. I got myself a second boomerang. This is an ultra boomerang because it has 4 tongs instead of 2. And I think it's the same idea. You just toss it and it should come back. So far, I kind of believe it. I didn't expect to believe it, but I kind of do. Bro, that's not even a boomerang. This just like hovers in the air. No. Oh. It's like impossible to catch. Segment doesn't end until I catch it. Oh no. Oh wait, maybe. I was scared my phone was gonna drop. Come back. All right guys, I actually found the boomerang. I thought it went into this creek right here, but turns out it didn't. So I'm gonna give it one final throw. I'm gonna throw it over the creek because this is do or die situation. It either works or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then this boomerang is lost forever. It hit a branch. That was a good throw though, but it looks like our boomerang is gone. Probably end up getting it though because I don't want to litter. But boomerangs kind of work. Who would have thought? All right, let's move on. The next cartoon logic I wanted to test out is if you can actually steal coins from somebody using a giant magnet. So right here is the world's strongest magnet. It's a horseshoe magnet and it has some crazy magnetic force that apparently if you have coins in your hand, you're able to actually steal them. So let's try this. I have a bunch of coins right here, quarters specifically. Okay, wait, it actually works. That's crazy. Wait, does it? Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. I have to try this. Let me go ahead and drape like my coat over something, and I want to see if you could theoretically steal coins from somebody. I'm surprised that even worked. Okay, so let's say my chair was a person, and then in this front pocket right here, I drop in the coins. Hear them jingling around. Okay, I got it. Yeah, a little bit of a seam. I have to work slow here. Okay. I just robbed this man of 25 cents. I suppose I could just also reach in and get it. So now that we know that you can actually steal the magnets from somebody's pocket, let's actually try it now. So Michael is going to play the role of just a, I don't know, a tourist in Rome. Yeah, victim. And here's your money.
Thank you.
And you have to be honest, like let me know if you feel this because I'm gonna try to pickpocket you with this and steal all your doubloons. You're walking. Yep. Nice weather we're having.
Oh.
What?
Oh, sorry, sir.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, nothing, I'm just, yeah, are we in Rome?
Yeah.
All right, so you're not gonna realize this? Look at this.
What?
Cartoon logic does hold up. I was able to rob Michael. He had no idea. He's down now 25 cents. Probably should have taken the other. So he's long gone now, but it turns out like you could actually steal with the world's strongest magnet if you need to get yourself some coins. Pro tip right there. All right, guys, that was a fun one. That's it for me though. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, be sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe, and we'll be out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.